welcome back for another Fourever Arsenal. We're not in that glitzy studio that you just saw there because we're all knackered, right? Because it's the night after the game. But wagwan, people, we are here with Fourever Arsenal. Big up to the boys in the video here. We've got Curtis Shaw, of course. We've got Jack, and of course the veteran himself, Lee Judges, and of course it's off the back of a magnificent performance by Arsenal. Arsenal destroying Atletico Madrid by 4-0. What a performance that was. Absolutely brilliant. We're going to get stuck into it. But first of all, guys, how are you all feeling this morning?
Shall I go first?
Go on.
Go on.
I am absolutely knackered, but I'll tell you what, I got up this morning and jumped up, like, you know what I mean? So it was unreal. What a night that was. I never see that coming. I thought it would be a tight game. But I have said, and you know, Arsenal will destroy a team somewhere along the line, and they've done it yesterday to what I think was a really, really good side, guys. I really do. I thought that they was tactically very, very good. The manager, we all know about him and how difficult it is to play against him. Listen, I don't think you can get a better night than that in Champions League football. I was so impressed with it last night. You know, buzzing, absolutely buzzing.
Absolutely buzzing. Jack, what about you? I mean, first of all, you tired like us? I mean,
I was definitely knackered, but what can I say? I'm just buzzing to be here with you guys. So I'm back. I'm ready. I mean, this time 6 years ago, got another little stat for you, Lee.
Lovely.
We lined up against Sheffield United with 0 creative midfielders in the team. Lucas Torreira at number 10 under Unai Emery. 6 years on, we're battering Atletico Madrid 4-0, 5-0.
Crazy.
Could have been 7. So I mean, I'm buzzing. It was a great night. I wish I could have been there last night. I didn't manage to get to the stadium last night, but I'm sure you guys had lots of fun.
Yeah, no, it was. Curtis, obviously you did your watch along yesterday. How was it? And did you expect a performance like that? And how are you feeling this morning?
I don't know about anybody else, but you know when you watch an Arsenal game, I have that adrenaline rush like I've played. I can't sleep properly after a game. So I'm knackered right now. But do you know what? For me, and we're going to delve into it, but I think that was one of Mikel Arteta's best games since he's been manager of the club. I would go as far as that. You know, we spoke about it on Monday's show. I mean, this was Simeone. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you saw Simeone's interview after the game, but he just humbly said, like, we couldn't deal with them. He said that's the best team they've played all season. And when you think they beat Real Madrid 5-2 a couple of weeks ago, the way we beat them 4-0 in the second half, you know, unbelievable performance, man. Great night for Arteta, just great night. I wish I was at the game, to be honest. It looked a really good atmosphere.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. Sorry, Lee?
Can I say something, Curtis? Like, you know, what was it like watching with the green screen? Because like Ryan sent me some pictures of you on the green screen, like, you know, and I've got to say, like, you know, I'm not one for green screens. I don't know nothing about it, but I'm impressed. I was impressed. He actually showed me a picture of the green screen, and then he showed me what you do afterwards. Wow. I've got to say, like, this is very impressive, my son. Very impressive, like, you know.
It's not bad. I mean, the green screen's not like, it's not rocket sance, but, you know, I suppose you got a dartboard and a snooker table behind you.
That's my green screen.
Luke Littler there, you know what I mean? But
he's making my coffee as we speak. Like, come on, Luke, hurry up, will you?
You know what I mean? Hurry up. No, it was good, man. You know, it's a gift and a curse. You know, you do the watch-alongs, but sometimes you think, I just wish I was in the stadium. So it's a bit, you know. But it was a great second half, man. At half time, I felt like, you know, maybe we should have been ahead, but that second half was unbelievable.
Yeah, no, fantastic.
Sorry, Rob. The other thing, right? It was really funny. Was like, as much as that game was 4-0 up, when the subs come on, And they was going, who? Like, I just thought you, Jack. I'm sorry. Like, we're 4-0 up. Like, they've gone, who? I've got it, Jack. Go on, son. Come on, like.
I'm making a big stage. I did actually have a look out for Max yesterday as well, but he played in the youth league, unfortunately. But he did score a couple, so he's looking in the academy.
Yeah, no, but it was brilliant yesterday. I'll tell you, I'm absolutely knackered. Right, I didn't get in till after 2 a.m. Right, there was the amount of people that wanted to do an interview last night. It was, incredible. Listen, big up to everybody, because what a lot of people won't know behind the scenes is, like, when you're doing those interviews, fan cams after the game, on those games, obviously it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, and fans will be there still, like, at midnight, waiting to be interviewed. It's unbelievable. You know what I mean? The commitment of those fans. And I'm going to speak about this because most of them, 95% of them were buzzing. You had another 5% still on the moan up. And I'll tell you, I kind of lost it a bit with a couple of these fans. We're going to get stuck into that as well. But also, I've got to say, the atmosphere in the stadium yesterday, Lee, you were there, I was there.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. That was a Champions League night. They'd done a little light show before the game started, and, that went down well. And then, it just had that big game feeling about it. And the place was rocking, Lee. I mean, that's where we want to see the Emirates. That's why we moved into the Emirates, for these sort of nights. Big game, you're looking at Atletico Madrid. Simeone's on the touchline. You see Alvarez there and their players, and you're thinking, yeah, it is a proper game, man. This is a test tonight. And I enjoyed every moment of that game.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it did have that feel to it. It was a big game, and it was I think a test as well. Like, I think that our own games, apart from Man City, have been like, we're expected to win games. But that yesterday, like, I thought was brilliant. They had the light show before, which was quite good. I quite like when you walked into the stadium, see all the lights about and all that. I thought that was good. At half time, like, they didn't show the game at half time. Like, normally they show in the bar the second half, but they didn't. So they basically meant, like, get yourselves out there and support the team, which I thought was a good idea. I have to say, like, I've missed a couple of Gyökeres' goals. Because, because I've been enjoying my pint of Guinness or my pint of beer. Like,
this is what I'm saying about these type of fans. You know what I mean? Like,
it's scored early, like, you know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, I was out there yesterday.
These type of fans here, right, where, get back out there, support your team. Look what the measures they've had to take now just to get you back to your seat. You're an absolute disgrace.
Great idea. Great idea.
Although I was back in my seat, but I must confess yesterday, people, I had a little bit of hospitality, right? And I'll tell you what.
There we go.
And it was all right, right? And I'll tell you what, I'll give you another story, right? I've got stories for you guys every week, right? So I'm in this box, right? And I'm chatting to this guy, and I go to him, what do you do then? And he goes, oh yeah, I run a company. And I go, okay, what company is that? And he goes, Moss Brothers. The Moss Brothers have done all the suits and that. So I go, listen, I bought a few suits from your shop. I go, yeah, I actually like your shop. I go, I've actually bought a few. He goes, yeah. He goes, listen, you ever need to get any more? You know what I mean? And that, here's my number. So that worked out all right. I'm telling you, like, that was a good little number. There was also someone in the box from, what's that other shop that, the shop that does the shirts? Is it Thomas Twait, or you do like them? Yeah. She was in the box as well. She said, hook me up as well. So 4-0, sorted out for suits. Listen, the night was good, man. And of course, the drinks was flowing, but I only had two, right? One alcoholic drink and then a soft drink, because obviously got to work after Lee. And I'm there till late, unlike you, who just does your interview and then swans off. Right. Talking about, I didn't get to sleep until 2 o'clock. Yeah, you left there. Right, you was one of the first ones on to do your interview. You probably out of there by about just after 10 o'clock. How comes you didn't get to bed until 2? What are you up to?
Well, no, I've got
officially.
I get on the train. I got the train. I actually got the earlier train, so I got home about 12 o'clock. But I don't know about you. I couldn't get to sleep. I had to watch the highlights and things like that,
Yeah,
and
I
all
watched
the
it.
all this, you
Yeah.
know. Then I was watching the interviews and all that, like, you know, and yeah, and then I thought, oh, I've got to get up early for this, like, you know what I mean? So I better get to sleep. But then you can't get to sleep, can you? Like, I was like, listen, that yesterday that's what you go to games for, Rob, isn't it? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
being horrible. You go. All your expectations there to go there and hopefully, you know, first and foremost, you want us to win, like. But then you get that performance, and you know, I don't know how anybody can moan about that. I suppose you could nitpick, I suppose, but like, that was as good as performance as you would see. Like, you know, they had a chance. They had a couple of chances. They could have scored, and it could have been a different game. I think at 0-0 they hit the bar with a wonderful strike, like, but we'd hit the bar before that. We'd peppered them a little bit. And the best thing for me, like last night, guys, and I said it yesterday on the interview, was that it was 2-0, and I just turned around to my mate Jones and I said to him, like, what we need now is Gyökeres to score. That's just what we need. And just as I said that, he scored, and the stadium exploded. I don't know if you've seen the pictures, all the players so happy that he scored. You know what I mean? That just shows you everybody was buzzing for him, like, and then. You know, it's like buses, isn't it? Like, you know, been waiting all that time, and then, you know, he gets one off his knee. You know, don't matter. You know, don't matter. 2 goals, and that I don't know if you feel like this, but for me, that was a cherry on the. I needed him to score yesterday. If he'd have won 4-0 and then scored, I don't think I would have been as happy. But like with him scoring a couple of goals, it just made it so much happier for me. And I thought it was. Listen, that was one of the best nights at the Emirates. I'm telling you, one of the best performances. People say about the first half, that was tactically unbelievable. Like, they both feeling each other out, like 2 good teams working each other out. And what was the best thing about it, and I think Mikel's got to take a bit of credit for this, guys, is that in that first half, it was like Declan Rice sort of playing as a pivot. In the second half, he said, right, go and do your thing. Just go box to box, and released him a little bit. And wow, that second half was unreal.
Yep. I mean,
I don't know about you, but I know we're going to talk about individual performances, but I thought Zubomendi was outstanding yesterday.
I don't know.
Some of those that little pass where he scooped it into Gyökeres and he tried to lob the goalkeeper, and also Lewis Skelly, that run, man. I mean, I was shouting down my house like, I was like, oh my god, like Roberto Carlos run. Because I know we're obviously going to talk about the 2 left backs and which one we should go for, but I'm such a fan of Lewis Skelly. I love how good he is on the ball and how he can just drive through the opposition. And he's had a tough season, man. You know, last year starting every week, and then all of a sudden you're on the bench, Calafiori's in, and I just thought great performance from him. I saw you, Lee, talking about Martinelli after as well. Thought he really proved a point in that second half as well. You know what I mean? Really stepped up. And then you just, like you said, with Gyökeres was the cherry on the cake. It was 2 of the scrappiest goals you probably ever see. The first one, it rebounded off him about twice and went in. And second one, he sort of kneed it in, didn't he? But you thought, just get that ball in. And like you said, the way the whole team celebrated with him, you could tell that he's really part of the group and they really, you know, like him. You need that team spirit. So, yeah, it was just a great night all around.
Miles Lewis Skelly. Can we talk about him then, Rob? Can we talk about him?
We'll talk about him in a minute, but Jack, I want to ask you if you've got any stats around this, right? But I think I saw this one. Last 9 games in Arsenal's Group League phase. 9 games,
0 goals.
26 goals scored, none conceded. I mean, that's superb, isn't it?
That's in the group stage,
in the group stage,
right?
yeah. In the group stages, you know, this new format in the group stages. 9 games, 26 last 9 games. In the group stages, 9 goals, 9 games, 26 goals, none conceded. Am I right with that, Jack? Is that right?
Yeah. Ever since the league phase sort of switched from the groups to the league table, we've conceded 0 goals. And we're at home, and we've won every single game.
Yeah, and the home form's been brilliant in the group stages.
Incredible.
That's including PSG.
You conceded 1 goal in the Champions League then, which was PSG.
Conceded last season. We conceded a few against PSG, but our home league phase, we played PSG and didn't concede.
Yeah, no, but
So,
like
yeah.
in the knockout, we beat Real Madrid 3-0, didn't we?
Knockout. We're on about the
Yeah.
league phase.
Yeah, I know, but
On
like,
about the
I'm
group
bringing that
stage,
in
yeah.
as well, like, because I think, like, who did we play in the first round of that?
Real Madrid.
On
Two-all.
PSV one.
We drew 2-2 with Sporting. Was it Sporting? We beat them 5-1 up there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Away.
Yeah, beaten 5 away, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's an outstanding record. And also, defense, Jack. I mean,
I think it comes down to Zubimendi. I think Curtis made a great point that I was noticing last night. A lot of the times last season when we're in these sort of tactical battles, these tense games, we had another midfielder in the team where I think that sometimes one mistake, he'd be sort of accustomed to that one mistake under no pressure, give the ball away, make a sloppy pass after having a stellar game all game. Whereas Zubimendi just brings that calmness. And I think in a game like last night where you need that sort of tactical battle. There was a point where obviously Alvarez hit the crossbar. It was looking quite tense. Obviously, we were on top, but Atletico definitely went out of it. And I think Zubimendi just brings that control to the midfield. I think he just takes the ball, calms everything down and says, let's go again, recycle, let's go again. And I just can't remember him putting 1 foot wrong last night. I think he was all over the pitch. He can put a tackle in. He can win a header. He's unbelievable in the air for his height. He can jump so high. He's got like that Ronaldo leap on him. And then, that sort of technical ability, that sort of Spanish midfielder creativity for that little flick and pass around the corner to Gyökeres would have been an assist we were talking about all day, I'm sure, if that one got finished.
yeah, I mean, Curtis, you mentioned Lewis Skelly there. I thought he had an outstanding game. I mean, he's like you said, he's not been starting, and Calafiori's coming has been exceptional, but he was brilliant last night. Like you said, that run he did, but it wasn't just that. I mean, his defending was great as well. We forget he's 18. 18 people up against experienced top class players, and he just has no fear, innit, Curtis?
I mean, at 18, Rob, I was in Ayia Napa ordering shots of tequila, and this guy's just strolling through the midfield like he's been doing it for years. The crazy thing is, he's probably England's best left back. You know, Luke Shaw can't stay fit, and Chilwell's disappeared. He really should be the one playing left back at the World Cup. And like he said, since pre-season, he's had a bit of a tough time. Pre-season didn't really go that well for him. Calafiori's taken his place. But, you know, fair play to Skelly coming in yesterday and making such a big impact. That's what you've got to do as a young player. You get an opportunity, you've got to say, I'm gonna put the manager under pressure. And I think people have said before it's the defensive side of his game they want to see improve because he's not a natural defender. So even in that game yesterday, he got caught out in the first half, grabbed the guy. Simeone was going crazy saying he should have got booked. The referee let him off. But that run, I mean, I don't know about how it was in the stadium for you, but that was one of the best moments of the whole game for me. Like, he was like, just keep going. And then the weight of the pass.
Yeah.
Martinelli with that Thierry-esque finish into the bottom corner. And then they're doing the shark celebration as well. I just thought the whole thing was just, it was just one of them games you couldn't have made it any better, could you?
Yeah,
So
that was brilliant.
he's got a tough job on the weekend, Arteta. Now, who do you play at left back?
Yeah,
that's the problem you want.
And then I need to mention another player that come in, Lee. Gabriel Martinelli. Last season, criticised heavily. I remember doing Transfer Daily here on AFTV. Lots of fans in the comments saying, "Sell him, get him out. Let's move on from him." He went from being like a fan favourite to last season really heavily criticised. But whether he's off the bench this season, where he's come into great effect so far, or last night where he started the game, and I thought in that second half in particular, he was electric, right? You just wanted him to get the ball. And he's seeing a lot of the ball as well now. He has really silenced the critics. You said it last night in your interview, Lee. This guy is performing.
Yeah, performing. And what's been great about it is if you go back and look at the game, what you see yesterday was the whole package of him. Like defensively, tactically, doing things for the team in the first half. You know what I mean? Not thinking about himself, not thinking about his stats, numbers, taking on players, just doing the job that he had to do with the team. And then when he was then right, okay, we're going for it a little bit more. You can have a little bit more freedom. Wow. I thought he was sensational yesterday. Like, you know, he really was. And it wasn't just his goal; it was everything that he'd done. He attacked the fullback. He knew when to play it, when not to. I'll tell you another thing that was good. Like, you know, you talk about his physicality. I think he gets brushed off the ball a little bit. Not yesterday. They was kicking him. He was staying on his feet. He was really trying to make things happen. And what we had yesterday was our two wide players dangerous every time they got the ball. Like Saka in the first half was by far our best player. Like, you know, him and Timber were brilliant in the first half. But then in the second half, when it opened out, we had it coming from all ways. You know what I mean? And I'm so pleased with him. Listen, the fans have always stuck with him, like the match game fans. I know, like, you know, like this. I remember, like, was it him? I think it was Madrid last season. The new song come out about him, like, and they just kept singing that, like, you know, and you can see that he loves all that. And but what I love about him is, and I say this to whatever, like, you know, whether he stays at Arsenal for another 5-10 years or whatever, he is a team player. You know, he's one of those players that gets back, does all that. I see Timber, like, Timber stays as a right back every single. He's a right back, but Miles Lewis-Skelly goes inside and all that. It means that Martinelli has to drop back at times. People I don't think, appreciate that. He has to get back and work hard. He does it without moaning when he comes off. There's times when I thought, I was so pleased. I don't know about you guys yesterday. I was so pleased that he stayed on yesterday. I thought, don't take him off. Please do not take him off in this game. He's playing well in times, and then after 70 minutes, our Trossard comes on. Vice versa, the other way around. But yesterday, he kept him on, and I think he deserved to stay on for 90 minutes. I thought he was my man in the match because he just took the game to him, and the finish. Oh my God! Like, you know, Miles Lewis, you know, he was coming off on Miles. I tell you, like, he was. Calafiori was stripped and ready to come. I tell you, like, and I thought it was a little bit harsh, if I'll be honest, because I thought he was doing well, but he went on that run. And I know it's a fantastic thing. The weight of pass makes him make it. You know what I mean? Like, without a shadow of doubt. But how many times you see that go over the bar and whatever like that? When it went in, I'll tell you what, the place went absolutely mad. You know what I mean? And what I loved about it, the players jumping into the crowd. I love all that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's fantastic to see Miles Lewis-Skelly, and the fans in the crowd. You know, we had it at Fulham. Saturday when Trossard scored, they interact with the fans. That's the first time I've ever been at the front on an away game night. But when we scored, they're all coming up. Come on, it's like there's a real connection.
Yeah,
it wasn't there 4, 5, 6 years ago. Maybe even longer under Arsene Wenger at the end. There wasn't a connection with the players, but there is. Like, the players have bought into it. I think Arteta has been part of that. But, like, you know, even Gabriel yesterday when he scores, he's celebrating with Eze, doing all the different things with him and all that. It's just like they're all kids. Sometimes you realise that they're quite young, like, you know what I mean. But they just seem to be really. There's a bond there, like, you know. And I loved it yesterday. I thought the atmosphere, but Martinelli, let's get, you know, that was as.
Well,
that was as good as.
Listen, we've spoken about Zubimendi, we've spoken about Martinelli, we've spoken about Miles Lewis-Skelly, right? But Jack, one player we haven't spoken about that we must speak about, because I think now this guy's becoming one of the best around, right? And that is Gabriel Magalhaes, right? An absolute towering header for the first goal. And then his other one, the assist. He's absolutely unstoppable. If Declan Rice or Saka puts that delivery on the money, you can be guaranteed that he's going to be in there, right? And he is such a threat. I saw Marco Silva the other day saying, like, almost saying, listen, this guy's so difficult to do, almost impossible when he's on the money. How good was he last night? I mean,
I think it's getting to the point, Robbie, where, like, we like to talk about the Martinellis and the guys who are having a good game, where there's a player like Gabriel, Timber, Saka, probably two of the others, where we don't need to talk about them anymore because they're just putting in 9, 10 out of 10 performances every single week. And it's getting to the point where it's been over 2-3 year consistent period now where we know we've got a core group of players that includes Gabriel that we know are going to perform for us every week. And I think the thing with Gabby is this season he just seems to have taken that to another level. It's getting to the point where I remember when we first sort of started hitting form a couple of years ago, I was always sort of that Team Saliba guy, I guess you could say. I always saw a bit more in Saliba. I always thought, he's the key one here. He's the one we can't lose. And I think as the seasons have gone on, they've become as important as each other. Obviously, the partnership is known to everyone, but I think Gabriel himself, the way he's dramatically improved his passing ability, his leadership skills. I remember when he first joined, he could be quite rash sometimes. I think he had a few cards, a few little sloppy errors, and he seems to have just eradicated that entirely from his game. The concentration on him I think there was a point where he was at the other end, he scored. He's ran back down the other end and put a tackle in to block a shot, and he's celebrating it just as much as when he did score. And it sounds like cliche, we've got to clap that and celebrate that. But I think when you see how much it means to him, it enlightens you as a fan. And as we was talking about the atmosphere, when you've got the players doing that and you're battering a team like Atletico Madrid at home, it really does help create that atmosphere, which I do think helps us in these type of games. I think almost recently we've become a bit entitled as Arsenal fans as we go into a lot of games expecting to win. We want to win. We expect to win. So when we go 1-0 up, there isn't that sort of sense of euphoria that we'd normally get sort of when we went on that first sort of title run in a while back in, 22, 23. And I think we need to bring that back. I think last night showed that if we give it back to the players, I think that Lewis Skelly run was like every time you got past one more player, the stadium sort of went up 10 decibels every single time, all the way until it went to the goal. And I think that plays a massive part. So I really want to see more of that at the Emirates going forwards. But yeah, back to Gabriel, unbelievable, Robbie. I mean, the header itself, the celebrations, the tackles, everything. I think there's an argument for him currently on form being the best centre-back in the world.
You're on mute, Rob.
No, let him carry on. Let him carry on.
Oh yeah, in fact, we should have left him on mute. Actually, that'd have been a better show.
Thank you very much.
I missed an opportunity.
As I said on Monday, it's all my fault. You know what I mean? That's it. Blame Robbie. I'm trying to mute it a bit because I've still got this cold, so I don't want to be coughing down the actual mic, and I forgot to unmute myself.
You should get to bed early. That's what you should do. You've got a cold.
I've got to do what? Sorry.
You should get to bed early if you got a cold.
Shut up, man! Shut up, right? What I wanted to ask you all quickly, yeah. Your man in the match, you Lee. Who was your man in the match yesterday? Because you could have had several. Who was your what? You can only pick one.
Do you know what? Martinelli gets it for me. I thought he was the catalyst of what we done yesterday. I thought he was fantastic. You could listen. If you give it to Gyökeres, I'm not going to argue with that. You could give it to Miles Lewis Skelly. Rice for his second half performance, but for me, I think Martinelli just nicked it.
Okay, what about you, Curtis? Your man in the match.
I'm going to go Zubimendi. That's my favourite performance from him. I think quietly handled business, and there was times where he sort of stepped into the 8 role and played passes where I was like, you could put him in that sort of Vitinha role, maybe not always have him in that 6 role, but I thought that was his best performance in an Arsenal shirt. Okay. So I'll just go with
Jack.
I'm gonna side with Lee here. I'm gonna go with Martinelli. I think that was the best I've seen him in a while this season. It seemed that every time we went down that left side, he'd make something happen, and it's been a while since we've seen that on the left hand side. So yeah, last night Martinelli.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I went for Martinelli in the player ratings, but I swear, I mean, I got home and I was like, was I right there? Should I have gone for Gabriel Magalhaes? I thought he was outstanding yesterday, and like I said, the first goal, he was just, he was just unbelievable. But I went for Martinelli last night as well. The other thing I want to ask you guys, right now, is it a problem that is set piece again that gets us going again, right? It was, it's another set piece. 2 of the goals are from set piece, 2 open play, but 2 from set piece. Some fans last night frustrated the life out of me. I don't know about you guys. They got this thing they keep saying, this ain't sustainable. Relying on set pieces all the time. Like, Curtis, I want to ask you about this. Like, because for me, this is driving me mad because I'm like, we're good at it. So why not do it? But is it sustainable for you to be very reliant on these set pieces, or is it you've got a tool, use it?
I mean, listen, if we were only scoring goals from set pieces, then I might say you know, the same way we were saying with Liverpool, you're not going to keep scoring 91st minute winners. And that sort of look ran out for them before the international break. But, you know, we scored 2 goals from open play last night. We created multiple chances as well where we could have scored more. I honestly think Declan Rice is the best set piece taker in the Premier League. He's one of the best in Europe as well, by the way, because I don't remember Declan Rice taking a set piece for West Ham. I don't know about anyone else. I can't remember him taking a corner for them. All of a sudden, every time he gets a set piece for us, I'm like, yeah, you're in all sorts of trouble. This guy's delivery. I mean, I'm calling him Beckham Rice at the moment. He literally, like, the amount of whip he gets on the ball and everything. It's crazy. So if you've got a weapon, why would you not use it? Like, we've got to use it. And I get people's point, you know, set piece again, and we have a laugh about it. But these teams are struggling to deal with it. It's not like we're doing it and it's not working. We're getting goals out of it. And like I said, we created chances. We scored goals from open play. So I don't buy into the not sustainable thing. And I can be a bit of a, you know, miserable Arsenal fan at times. So if I'm saying that it's not a problem, then no, I don't think it is.
What about you, Jack, right? Because I'll give you the stat. It's 10 goals from set pieces this season, excluding penalties. You know what I mean? Like, but it's effective.
I mean, I think it's like what Curtis said. If it was the only way we were scoring, maybe you'd be a little bit worried. But I think we've shown over the past 2 years now that it's not something that we're just a fluke. We put so much into training at this that it's a skill we have. We've got Gabriel. Why not use it? And I think, yeah, we might have broken the deadlock with a set piece. But I think if you remember, there's a Saka chance where Oblak made quite a good save. There's obviously the Gyökeres chance. If one of them went in first, does that mean that we can celebrate more or something? I'm not sure where the critic's coming from. But yeah, last night, I don't know how there was anyone too negative about the result. No matter how the goals went in, we just put 4 past Atletico. So yeah,
Lee,
happy.
Lee, I've got another stat for you, Lee, right? Since Declan Rice's debut for Arsenal, that was in August 2023, only Inter Milan's Hakan Konkoglu, I know I've messed that, I've butchered that, right? That's it. Thank you. Right. He's got 11. He's got 11, right? He's the only one who's got more assists from dead balls in all competitions across Europe, in Europe's big 5 leagues. Declan Rice on these set pieces is amazing. And then when you've got Gabriel in there, it's a weapon, isn't it? It's a serious weapon.
It's a serious weapon. All right, let's do something that we're fantastic with. I'll tell you what, we'll stop doing that and try and go down some other route. Like, you know what I mean? I don't understand it. Listen, a lot of Arsenal fans have been brought up, and these Arsenal fans that you're talking about, Rob, are a younger generation. Like, I remember when Arsenal won the leagues in 89 and 91 with the George Graham, Steve Bold flick, Tony Adams coming at the back, Bosch. We've done that quite often, like, you know, and got goals from it. No one moaned and complained then because, you know what, there wasn't the internet and things like that. It's been going on. And all of a sudden, I go back to Arsenal Villa when we played absolutely fantastic football, right? If we got a call and you said, Miles, give it as a goal kick, we never scored from them, right? But if we'd have had that to our armoury to what Arsene Wenger's team had, do you imagine what we would have been? We'd have been unplayable. And what we've got now is we have got to... Well, come on. You couldn't enjoy that yesterday. Like, Declan Rice is about to take a corner, right? And everybody's singing set piece. And he was... He puts in the cross and we score from it. And the play goes, why would you not want to see that? Like, I thought, you know... I don't get it. Like, listen, we played Fulham and Leno's made 3 unbelievable saves. As you said, their goalkeepers made good saves yesterday. If there's plenty of different ways to skin a cat, like, once we got the goal, sometimes that's what it is. You have to use that as your advantage. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Listen, everybody can do a set piece as well, right? I think what it is from a lot of opposition fans is jealousy, because they see that Arsenal got these serious weapons, right? And every time we get a corner or a free kick in them certain areas, they're scared. Bit like back in the day when we used to play Stoke. They got that throw-in, and then Rory Delap was over that, right? We were scared, because we knew it was coming. I think that's the same thing now. A lot of teams are very scared when they see those Arsenal players that, you know, they all line up at the back before a cross is about to come in. There's a fear in them now that, oh my God, man, this is panic stations, right? And then you come out of grounds and some of those away fans are, yeah, it's only a set piece, because they're jealous, really, because we got that. But then I don't understand some of our fans when they're moaning about it, saying it's not sustainable and stuff. No, it is sustainable. We've been doing this now for a few seasons, right? Remember, we used to have, and then we keep coming up with new ones. Because remember, we used to have the one where Ben White would stand in front of the goalkeeper and harass him and stuff like that. They changed the rules on that. They come up with something else.
Yeah.
They always seem to come up with something else, right? So long may it continue. We've got a lot of height in our team now. We've got 2 players in Declan Rice and Saka who can put it on a money. Use it and keep using it. It's a serious weapon, right? And for me, I have no problem with Arsenal doing it. Listen, guys, let's get stuck into the game that's coming up at the weekend, because of course it's Crystal Palace at home. This, of course, is going to be a tough game. Palace have had a good start to the season. They drew their game on the weekend at home against Bournemouth. But listen, that's no shame. Bournemouth are a very good side at the moment. They've beaten Liverpool this season. They come to our place. They've got serious weapons in players like Mateta. I mean, it's going to be a good test for Gabriel and Saliba and co at the back. But how are you guys feeling ahead of this game? And also, I'm going to put a conundrum. I was putting this to a lot of fans last night. I'm going to put it to you first, Curtis, right? Let me go with this position. Left back, Miles Lewis-Skelly or Ricardo Calafiori? Who would you start in this game? And tell us what you're expecting about the game.
Yeah, thanks for asking me first, by the way.
No
you know,
problem.
you stitched me up. Listen, I was thinking, put a bit of pressure on Jack, you know what I mean? Get him in there. Ooh! But no, for me, listen, whoever I say here, people are going to be in the comments, how can you pick him over him? I would pick Lewis-Skelly, personally. Either one's going to feel harsh because Calafiori's had a really good start to the season. Lewis-Skelly's just come in and had a great game. I just think at home against Palace, I think we'll have a lot of the ball. And I think Lewis-Skelly is I think in that sort of game, he offers you a bit more. Listen, Calafiori's had a brilliant season for us, to be honest. I still feel a little bit uncomfortable sometimes with Calafiori at left back, but then he has a good game and I'm like, okay, maybe you don't need to feel like that. But he's a bit of a wild horse, isn't he? You know, he runs all over the place, but Arteta wants him to set up like that. So, but I'm a big fan of Lewis-Skelly, man. In terms of Palace, Palace play Thursday night in the Conference League. So we've got 48 hours more rest than them. And they're obviously trying to win the Conference League as well. So they're putting out strong teams for that. They haven't got a great deal of squad depth. And football's strange, you know. This might end up being a harder game than Atletico. I know on paper it wouldn't appear it, but just that know-how, like you said, Mateta's just scored a hat-trick. Eddie Nketiah against his former club. Obviously, Eze, who we haven't really spoken about, you know, because Eze was kind of the one player last night that I came away a little bit underwhelmed again, you know. Started the game well, played that brilliant little through ball to Saka. And towards the game, he was just a bit like, he's had a quiet game all of a sudden, you know. Maybe Jack's...
I was about to say, don't get into me, guys.
Listen, we're still hoping he's going to obviously get better over time, but I think this is a massive game, by the way. I know every game, like we said, every game's a must-win and we can't drop points to anybody at the moment, but this is another test that we've got to overcome. But, yeah, I expect us to win. We're just, to be honest, anybody we play at home, I expect us to beat them.
Okay.
Anybody.
Okay.
You know, so I expect that again.
All right, what about you, Jack? Eze or Marino?
I'm not going to answer that, guys. Come on. No, I think it'll be a tough game. In all seriousness, it'll be a tough game. Like you said, Palace been in great form this season. I do think that the rest will be a big thing for us, especially where Palace aren't used to playing in Europe in general anyway. So that added factor of it being a new experience for them, and then the rest factor. I mean, they weren't the best against Bournemouth in their last game. Obviously, they came away with a draw and they could have nicked it at the end. But they definitely didn't look as solid as they have done this season. So maybe that's something we could exploit. Down to the left back issue, I mean, I think it's just a flip of a coin for me at the moment. I mean, my heart says Miles, my head says it's Calafiori. I think it's harsh to drop either. I think it was harsh to drop Miles at the start of the season anyway, off the back of what he was doing last season. But then Calafiori sort of came in and sort of wowed us all, and we were like, oh, okay, maybe we can't drop this guy either. And then Miles has come back in last night and reminded us what he's got in the tank, and we're sort of like, oh, we need him back in now. Palace's system is sort of like 3-5 back sort of and one. They do attack the wide areas a lot, and I do think that maybe Calafiori can offer a bit more solidarity in them wide areas sometimes. Lewis Skelly can get caught by them through balls sometimes with his positioning. But either way, I think Lewis Skelly's driving into midfield would be an asset against Palace. Calafiori's random 40-yard shots would be an asset. So I think, like I said, it's a flip of a coin. But yeah, should win. I also like to mention that our good friend AGT, in the midst of his anger over the weekend, has made a £20 bet with me that Crystal Palace are going to beat Arsenal. So I'm not sure if the mist was covering his eyes there, but he's very confident.
All right, I think he's speaking out of a lot of hate because they beat them, right? But it's going to be. Listen, it will be a tough game, Lee. Right? I'm not going to ask you about the that Calafiori or Miles Lewis Skelly, because you gave me your answer last night in the interview where you said you go with Calafiori. What I'm going to ask you about is Martinelli or Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard with the winner, don't forget, against Fulham. But Martinelli brilliant last night. Which out of those two do you start for this game?
This is where it gets difficult, because I've actually said the reasons that I feel Calafiori over Miles is because he's been playing really, really well, and it would be harsh to leave Trossard out for because he scored the winner against Fulham. I didn't think he was great though. I don't think I think that the levels that Calafiori's putting in is the levels that Miles Lewis Skelly has gone to. They're both pushing each other. I feel on that left hand side, I felt that Trossard scored goals and's done well, but I don't think he's nailed in a position or a performance like what I see yesterday. He's done well, but I don't think he's hit those heights of that performance. So as much as it would be harsh on Trossard, I would go Martinelli because, the performance yesterday was up there. I think Trossard's been a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Nothing wrong with that. But that was a 9 out of 10 performance yesterday, and I think that he deserves another go. I don't know if he will, though. I think maybe the Trossard will come back. It's hard if you say to him. I don't know what the manager says to the player. I'm resting you for this game. I don't know if there's promises like, but you'll be in the next game. I know team managers do that. I don't know. So you leave yourself open for that, or you just say, right, that's the team for today, and then it leaves yourself options in there. I think the good thing, sorry to cut into you, Lily. I think the good thing is that he does have a game on Wednesday, that game against Brighton, which is, that's another important game. So it's Carabao Cup. He does have that game to say to whoever he leaves out, say, right, you're in for that one. Yeah, exactly. So you don't I don't know, didn't bring on Trossard yesterday, kept Martinelli on for the whole 90, so maybe he will go back to the Trossard way. I don't know. For me, I personally go Martinelli, but I think he'll probably go with Trossard. But Curtis is the one for this. He predicts teams, doesn't he? And gets
that's right. He was posting about it at the start of the show, and that's so.
I wanted a point.
Cheers, boys.
Well, you ain't getting a point for it. And so, which one do you think he's going to go for?
Come on.
You got to give me time to think, man. Do you know what? Listen, for me, he's got to play Martinelli, man. I think with what you said there, I think with Calafiori and Skelly, they've both played really well. I know Trossard's got a few goals, but I haven't seen Trossard play as well as Martinelli played yesterday. I just haven't seen it. And I think sometimes, Martinelli's searching for form. He's just had a great game. I think to put him on the bench, let him go. I'd play him, definitely play him. I think Calafiori will play, by the way, at left back. Because of Ismail Assar and the threat that he's got down that side and Calafiori's defensive attributes, I think he'll go Calafiori and Martinelli.
I also feel like as well, like the height might come into play. You've got Mateta up there. They've got a fairly big side, haven't they? So maybe you can't say the strength because, Mars Lewis Kelly's as strong as anybody, you know what I mean? So, but it's going to be really interesting to see who he goes with. I've got another conundrum for you guys, right? I need your help. I need your guys' help on this, yeah? So I've got to go to Egypt this weekend, yeah? For a very important conference I've got to go to, right? But I'm back on Sunday, yeah? My flight gets in at 12:35. The game kicks off at 2. Will I make it? How do I make it? Right, give me some tips, man. I've got to make this game, man. I need your help, right?
Hand luggage.
What's my strategy? Hand luggage.
Where'd you land from?
Land at Heathrow. So 12:35. Go get through that customs quickly, right? And then, like you said, Jack,
at the front of the plane.
So what? One case. One hand
You
luggage.
need hand luggage only. Get at the front of the plane, so when you're getting off, you can just dash out the door quickly.
Yeah.
And then have your driver on standby, mate. Have your Uber on standby.
Lee,
and you might make the
Lee.
You might get there 20 minutes in.
If you can wait outside for me, Lee, in your car.
You're
laughing about.
I don't think he's joking.
I'm being serious, mate. What's that?
I think if Jack's got a great point there. 1K, don't do a Cecil, right? Get yourself down, So I always think it's an hour to get out.
An hour.
Well, by the time the plane lands, they never land on time, do they? Like, you know what I mean? Let's be honest, and you have to wait around a little bit. You've got to give yourself an hour. So that's 1:30.
Oh.
You've got half hour to get there. You probably miss 10 minutes.
You're going to miss kickoff. Yeah, you're going to miss kickoff.
God.
You know what? This guy, his problems are like...
problem, by the way, guys.
Being flown out to Egypt and I might miss kickoff. Like, we don't feel sorry for you, bro. You know what I mean?
No, we don't really.
Don't feel sorry for you. No, we don't.
You think an hour? Because even the other day... Do you know what, right? The other day I came back. I went to France. I came back from Cannes, yeah? It's an EasyJet flight. And I'm calling them out now, yeah? Right? Everything on time. Got back to, it was Luton Airport it flew into. Got in on time, right? Got through customs quickly. Brilliant. Took an hour for them to bring the bags out. 1 hour. So that's right. You're right, Jack. I definitely got to adopt the strategy of just hand luggage only, right?
We need to start playing violins for him, guys. So all these countries he's flying to, you know how long it takes to get off the plane.
Hey, bro, it's business, man. We've got to take care of business around here. You know what I mean? We're trying to expand. We're trying to get the thing global. You know what I mean? Expand the thing out. You know what I mean? So, but I'm a bit worried now about after. No, it's not going to take an hour to get out, man. Not if I.
Well, Ryan reckons you've got no chance. He sent a message. Watch it on your phone. You've got no chance.
Well, Ryan, where's he been recently? Was he
well, I don't know.
All right. Let's see how that works out. I'll let you guys know on Monday, right? When we're back in the studio on Monday, I'll let everybody know if I made it back. Actually, maybe we should run a poll or something. Will I make it to the game in time? Yes or no, right?
Yeah.
But let's get into well, first of all, we're going to do predictions. Let's take a look at everybody's predictions for the Atletico Madrid game. Right, Curtis, you went with 2-1. Lee went with 2-0. And Jack went with 1-0. I went with 2-1. All of us got the Arsenal win right, so we've all gained a point, but none of us got that exact score. I think if anyone when we were doing the predictions, had said 4-0, they probably would have got laughed at.
Yeah.
So we've all got a point each.
I'll get an extra half for being the closest.
You know, where you keep making this, you know, because we weren't on the previous one, he's making all of his stuff up. What point for him being the closest?
No.
Where,
And why
I
are
just
you
want to
top
say,
of the
just
league?
before we say anything, can you just have a look down on the bottom right corner, like there? Can you see that?
there.
Right now?
Yeah, I know, man. I've
It's
seen
a
it.
star.
I've seen it. How much you paid him for
I
that?
love Ryan. Ryan, you're number one. Don't worry about that, son. Well done. Look at that. Look at that.
Hey, and by the way, I should be top of the league on alphabetical order. Why are you putting Robbie top of the league, Ryan? You know what I mean? Just because he's, you know what I mean, in charge of
Age
it.
first,
Nah,
man.
man.
Age first.
Yeah, it comes right like Jack.
Seniority.
Yeah. But giving the academy kid a chance, let me
He's
sit at the top
before
for a
Jay,
bit.
man.
I should be top of the
Fine,
Arnold
guys.
Lee judges. You know what I mean? What is going on? Right?
All right, so let's get our predictions in for this week. So let's start with Jack. Right, your predictions for the game, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace.
He's bottom of the league with.
He's crumbling, Lee. Look, yeah, you go.
I
don't
tell
know
you
what
what,
to say now.
Robbie, like, I mean,
The
I
pressure.
tell you what, like, you know.
3-0. Why not?
Oh, it's gone bold.
Gone bold.
It's a
Clean
good
sheet
one,
again. Couple of goals. 3-0.
All right, Lee.
Oh, Jack, that's a good shout. 2-0.
Ah, bloody hell, I was gonna go.
2-0. Curtis.
I was going to go with that as well. Do you know what? He's got a star, so I'll match him up so he don't get away. I'm going 2-0.
Yeah, you know what? I like that 2-0. But I have to go something, different. 3-1. 3-1. I go 3-1. All right. So, yeah, I'll go 3-1. That's our predictions. So we'll see who gets on with what. And I think we've got a couple of voice notes. And thank you very much, guys, for sending your voice notes in. Don't forget, if you want to send in your voice notes, scan the QR code on the screen, or there's a link in the description as well where you can send in your voice note. Keep it brief, right? You know what I mean? We don't want a podcast, right? Keep it brief. And send those in to us. Tell us what you maybe made of the Palace game afterwards, or stuff like that. And we will play the best ones on the show. Now, we've got a couple here. I don't know where they've disappeared to.
It's going to be good.
Right. Actually, no, I think I've got the first one here. Right. So let me run this first one. I know that one of them, Ryan wouldn't let me hear him, right? Because he said he wants us to be able to respond to. But I know one of them was pre-game yesterday, and the other one was after the game. So let's run the first one and see what they had to say.
Hello, guys, from AFTV, Fourever Arsenal. Matt from Torquay. I'd just like to ask you all a question. Do you think Gyökeres should be on the bench? And how do you think, what do you think of the idea of Miles Skelly playing in the Gyökeres role? I think playing as a centre forward. I got a feeling I think that would be a great role for him. And I think that he would score a lot more goals. You know, I'd just like to know what your thoughts are on that. I think Gyökeres, I think he should be benched personally.
All right. Now I think that one was before the game. Either before the game or before he got out of the pub.
Yeah.
Listen. I don't want to discourage people from sending in their voice notes. By the way,
Yeah. Curtis was smirking the whole time. I was trying not to laugh.
No, do you know what it was? When he said Gyökeres dropped, I thought, that's not a great shout. But then he said Lewis Skelly up front. I said, I don't know what parties are going on in Torquay, but boy.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to Torquay for the weekend. I'm telling you, like, I mean, it's a blast.
Oh, my days.
What he's having, I'm telling you, like, you know what I mean?
So now you're
going to say
not...
Miles Lewis Skelly in midfield. I'll go along with that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I think one day he might be in midfield, you know.
Yeah, I think
that left 8 role. Left 8, Lewis Skelly. He's got that Moussa Dembele, hasn't he? The way he dribbles with the ball.
Right.
I can see that. Not sure about centre forward, but that left 8 role. Yeah. And in terms of Gyökeres, if we can sort of answer this question, No, I wouldn't drop him. But if we were to, when Havertz comes back, I do definitely see there being some competition between them two.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, thank you very much for that voice note. We've got another one here. Let's listen to this one.
Rivals and even some fans complain about the way we play, but I think Arteta just thinks ahead. And one of Arsenal's biggest problems in the Wenger days was breaking down low blocks. And I think he uses the set pieces to break down low blocks, and it works. So there's nothing to complain about. We're winning.
Okay, fair enough. Do you think that, like, yeah, that's a great point he makes there. That, you know, if you're coming up against teams that, and I heard Arteta saying something similar to this the other day. If you're going to come up against teams that are going to be in a low block, that are going to make it really difficult for you are going to win a lot of corners, for instance, and you've got to exploit that, haven't you, Curtis?
Yeah, like I said, you know, if it's raining outside and you've got a car outside, you're not going to walk in the rain, are you? You know, you got something there, you're going to use it to make life easier for yourself. If there's one more thing I would add to our attack, I would like to see us shoot from outside the penalty area a little bit more. You know, I think sometimes we don't shoot enough. We're always trying to play that perfect little pass, but yeah, like I said, there's no complaints from me, and we're not only scoring from set pieces. We created multiple chances yesterday, so yeah, I think we're improving as well. I think the attack is starting to connect better now, and we got 4 or 5 players out. You still got Odegaard, Havertz, Jesus, Madueke, and Capi was on the bench. You got 5 more players to bring back into that squad, so yeah, we're flying at the moment.
I think it's nice as well that we're sat here discussing corners and set pieces, and that being the like talking point of our games, and not the fact we're, you know, conceding 4 to Chelsea or 6 to City and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's like you said, we're winning games. There's no problems. Let's just be happy, guys. Let's enjoy this moment.
And it's a great point that he makes. You know what I mean? If you look, we are struggling to break down the low block, but a lot of teams do. You know what I mean? These teams work on it all week. It's easier if you've been in coaching or playing. You know, it's easier to set up a defensive unit instead of an attacking one. So it's very, very difficult. I will say this: is the second game now at home against West Ham and against and last year. So don't worry, we score. I was even at 0-0 yesterday. No one. When we was having a drink at half time was thinking we was not going to that game, you know. So that there's confidence, you know, and so be it. It may have to be a set piece in games like that, you know. I'm pretty sure if a team comes opening up against us, I think we won't need the set pieces. But I think that's a very good voice note, that one. Very good.
Yeah, it was. And listen, keep those coming in, guys. Yeah. Remember, we want to hear from as many of you as possible. So each and every week, send those voice notes in. You can see there, scan the QR code on the screen, or there's the number. That's the WhatsApp number, 7856 408 351. Keep them brief, like how you heard those guys there. Keep it to about 20 seconds. But let us know what you think about the game and any questions that you'd like us to answer. We are here to answer those. We want to. This is your show. Forever Arsenal is your show. So let us know. So thanks very much for those 2 voice notes. And
if you're coming from Torquay, just remember, you know, things right.
We scared off that Torquay guy. Listen, we love you, bro. We just no, we're not. You asked us a question. No, Marzu Skelly not as a striker.
No.
Don't know what people think in the comments. Let us know. And talk in the comments. A feature that we've had from before, which is where everybody gets their comment of the day. So I hope you've all got your comment of the day, guys. And by the way, just before we read out our favourites, I've got to say thank you for the brilliant comments that we had after Monday's show. We were absolutely blown away by it. We know it's like a new lineup, right? So, you know, we're so grateful for all of your comments. Thank you very much for those. But let's get into our comments of the day. Let's start with, who should I start with? Let's start with a veteran himself, Lee Judges.
Right, listen, I've got 2, right? It's because I've got this one here.
Hold on, wait a minute. I said 1. How you got 2?
Hear me out. Like,
God, you know what I mean? You think he owns the place, don't he?
Yeah,
All right.
Jack's a good signing. He's a clever dude. That's from his mum. Like, I mean, well done. Mate, you know what I mean?
Damn it. You found the burner.
Well done, like, you know what I mean? So it's lovely that your mum's getting involved, Jack. Well done, like, you know. Now, my comment of the day is, I'm surprised how good the new panel actually is, onwards and upwards. So I like that comment. You know what I mean? And I'm surprised how good the panel was as well. So well done.
Brilliant. Actually, so second one, I'm going to go second before I bring in the next person. This comment was brilliant, right? It says, Curtis stepping out must have been what Sol Campbell felt like. That was a brilliant comment. I love that one.
What have I done wrong, guys?
Remember
you know what I mean?
the Sol Campbell reveal? You know what I mean? When you came out, that reveal.
I know, yeah. Walking out with Wenger,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? That was brilliant.
Yeah, no, that was a good one. I like that one. You put that in the group, didn't you? I don't know what I've done wrong, guys, but yeah.
Right, let's see.
It's the green screen, Lee, honestly. I'm going to get this comment in before Robbie, coughs. He's destroyed over there with that cough. He needs some honey and lemon. I'll go with this one from Andrew. He said, Robbie, sharks will always be circling, but who God bless, no man curse. Life goes on. Nice touch, wishing all the best to the other guys. Lee judges respect in every aspect for holding your ground. There's more to you than meets the eye. Although I'm not actually sure there is more to him than meets the eye, to be honest. I think that's all there is.
That's from me. That's from his mum as well.
Yeah.
So we all do it, guys.
Right, Jack.
I was going to go with a good one of Curtis and Jack are AFTV signings of the season. Well done, Robbie. But I actually got a comment sent to me by a friend here saying Robbie used to sell CDs to me and my family at Luton Market. Now he has Jack on the pod. Big up, Robbie. Always grinding. Arsenal forever.
Yeah. Listen, I remember back in the day, man, when I was sort of at college, I had a little shop in the market. I had one there. Then I left from there, and then I had one in Shepherd's Bush Market. I was there for a few years, man. Selling clothes, I used to sell CDs, and Arsenal, man. Jack, it's great to have you on board, man. It's been great to have you on board, and it's been a great show, guys. Brilliant. Thank you very much. We're going to be back in the studio on Monday. Of course, we'll be discussing what takes place in that Crystal Palace game. But I think all of you guys are out there are with us at the moment. There's a real feel-good factor around Arsenal at the moment. They're playing really, really well. It's good football. There's a real togetherness, and long may it continue. And it's looking good at the moment. Top of the league in the Premier League, and also, in that, unbeaten, and in that the top three, only, miss out on the top on goal difference in the Champions League group stages as well. So at the moment, it's looking really, really good. So looking forward to the game at the weekend, Crystal Palace. Hopefully I'll make it. I'll let you know on Monday if I did make it in time. But I want to thank the guys. Thank you very much, Curtis. Thank you to you, Lee, and also thank you to you, Jack, and Orion on production, and all the guys who helped put the show together. And thank you especially to you guys for watching. Don't forget, we'll be back on Monday with another Forever Arsenal.